Three, two, one, and welcome back, gamers. I am the Blood Elf on the right.
Welcome back, Moon and Star. It is I, Nerevar, here to, here to host your show.
And my friend, how are you? What's
What
going
is
on,
up?
guys? It's Blizz Bizz back at it again, right back in your screens, back in your homes, back in your IKEAs.
You're back in your ears,
Yeah, because, you're not watching, you're listening.
crawling up in there to tickle your eardrum.
I'll tickle your eardrum.
Yeah, there you go. He can get closer to the mic without eating it.
I could. I learned a while ago that so I don't have a pop filter for my mic. It's just been kind of out there, but I learned that there are a lot of professional people who don't have the pop filters. They just put a sock over it. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, there's just an old sock over my mic, and it's working.
Cool.
So we got a nice lineup for you today, Blizz Bizz gamers. Just about a whole range of topics. We
Yeah.
are this. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's kind of our speciality now, just all over the place, range of topics, but in an organized fashion.
Yeah. We're just everywhere now. It's better to be everywhere anyway.
I agree.
So we are going to be introducing some stuff that we want to try to do every episode. We want to try to release these bi-weekly if we get the chance, just to give us a little consistency, and it helps us too.
Yeah, it continues to give us the outlet to share these things and communicate more, and you know, and hopefully keep reaching out to an audience.
Because we got a lot of opinions.
Yeah, and we know that, like, maybe there are opinions that more people have that just don't share them because they don't think that they're important enough. But damn it, I think I am. So
Yeah, he definitely thinks he's important. He will not stop talking about how important he is.
I wouldn't be Captain Titus in sunglasses if I wasn't important.
All right, so let's start off
Actually,
today. Oh,
before we get to the list, you had something to complain about Logitech.
okay, yeah. Thank you so much. So, um, probably what? So I got a new computer desk a while ago. I've already shown you the desk, right?
Yes.
So it's a corner desk. I'm very happy with it. I haven't had a computer desk in so long. Awesome. I get everything set up. I have to unplug everything and finally get everything plugged in again. And I go to plug in this Logitech G600 mouse. It's like a MMO mouse with like 12 keys on the side. I go to plug it in, and it moves very slowly, but it does not register my clicks. Not left, not right, not even the third click.
Oh.
But it registers everything else. It registers the scroll wheel, everything, but the clicks. So I'm trying to go online, figure out like what the heck is going on. Like, there's no driver update for this thing. My computer's fine. I had to go out and buy this like crappy. This is actually another Logitech mouse. Funny enough, I had to buy a wireless like $10 mouse. I paid like 80 for this mouse.
Oh.
Yeah, it's worth it though. It's a really nice mouse. But
you could just go full razor like I did.
I just can't get into Razer. It just doesn't work with me.
Yeah, it's just too mainstream for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just too mainstream and cool for someone like me. Have you met me?
Yeah. I don't do Razer or Acer or anything like that. Give me that cyber power and give me that
Okay,
Logitech.
Cyberpower has not done me wrong. They have been super nice to me. So I get everything set up. My mouse isn't working. I'm like, God dang it. Okay, whatever. I'll stick with this tiny mouse till I can figure out this issue. Well, today I finally had time to figure out the issue, and I'm looking online again. Everyone's telling me, you just need to clean it, or you just need to reset it because you can reset the mice apparently. Um, you just need to reset it. You need to go inside and tamper with the wires. You know what the answer was?
Lay it on me.
I had to download Logitech's program to detect the mouse.
Ah, yes, the thing that all the companies are doing now, where you have to download their app or whatever.
I was so ticked because it wasn't like I download this and it has to go through this. No, it detected it immediately and it started working. I was
Yep.
so mad.
It's really dumb. I mean, it's like when I tried to play Dead Space 3 the other day, and I could only play it if I downloaded the EA launcher. Even though I have
Oh,
it through Steam, I still have to download the EA launcher. I'm like, that is really stupid because I'm never gonna play any other EA game.
it's like when we're booting up like Divinity 2 and it comes up with that prompt that you have to press play again because
Yeah.
it needs to have its own freaking launcher. You're in Steam. You launch in Steam. RuneScape pops up when you launch it in Steam.
Yeah. To be fair, Smite still has like a separate browser too. So I mean, I'm not trying to say it's a good or a bad thing. It's just really annoying.
It's inconvenient.
Yeah.
I would like to see it removed.
Especially for hardware. Like I can understand downloading an update for my already existing programs, but then to have to download a brand new program for a mouse of the same style is really dumb.
Oh, so dumb. I'm glad I have it working again. This is the best mouse I've owned ever. It's comfortable, and I hopefully won't get carpal tunnel like I've had the last few days.
Yeah, I definitely think that all my computer stuff right now is the best I've ever owned. I mean, monitor-wise, I probably won't, like, I probably won't get, like, a brand monitor. I like what I have for my curve. I mean, maybe I'll get a bigger one at some point, but my desk isn't super huge, so I don't think I really need it. And people keep trying to sell me on the dual monitor stuff, and I'm like, dude, I'm just not going to do it. I'm too boomer dad to want two monitors, and it's just not going to happen.
I'm too boomer dad. No, and that's like the best way to describe you. You are too boomer dad for two monitors. The second I got a second monitor, it was like the best switch ever because I could just pop up YouTube, pop up World of Warcraft. This is the best thing ever. I can switch back and forth, but you're just absolutely against it.
I am. I can just do that on my phone. If I want to listen to a YouTube thing or watch a YouTube thing while I'm playing Warcraft or Divinity or something, I just put it on my phone, put it in front of my desk, and let it go. Like,
No, I get it.
Why do I need to go buy another monitor so I can keep switching back and forth between the damn things?
Because alt-tabbing sucks.
Why would I have to alt-tab?
Well, like, if you gotta switch to, like, Discord or something, or...
No. Once Discord's up, I take care of that before I go play a game. And if I'm playing a game, I'm not going to alt-tab unless I have the time to do it, or, like, if I'm not in anything intense.
I mean, touche.
Alt-tabbing isn't a huge deal for me. Like, that's the problem with you kids these days. Is that you don't take the time to just alt-tab. It's just too slow for you.
Chris, you're 5 years older than me.
4, first off. There's a 4-year gap, but it doesn't matter. Different times.
Oh, Lord. Wow, that was a bit of a rant.
Yeah.
No, I genuinely like the dual screen. If there's a setup thing that I wanted to add to my computers, I would just want another curved monitor. I used to hate curved monitors until I got one.
Yeah, dude, I thought about it too, because I was trying to convince somebody at work to get a curved monitor. And I said it's definitely been the best thing I've ever had when it comes to viewing pleasure.
No, it's nuts. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
So to the list.
To the list. So
cue
let's
the
start
lineup,
off...
Johnny.
So let's start off with the first thing on our list, and that's our slow grow for Sigmar.
Age of Sigmar.
We've been on a bit of a Sigmar binge. If last video we had was a literal tier list of the Sigmar armies that we had to edit from like eons ago.
Yeah.
So I think now is as good as time ever to just talk about our slow grow. Just gush out a little bit because I personally had a bit of a left turn with my slow grow army twice.
My man. A left turn doesn't even cover half of it. You've been on a sidewinding road that finally launched off into the ocean, and then you ditch the car, swam out of the ocean, came back to shore, and you were like, slaves to darkness.
Yeah, okay. So let me explain myself to the people who don't know, like everyone in the audience, because I've never explained this before. Um, so me and Chris do like a slow grow thing where every month we'll buy something new for an army until eventually we have. I think we usually said like 1,500 points.
Yeah, we the goal is like 1,500 in order to play the army, but like end goal is to get like 2,000 at most.
Yeah,
Because
just to have something.
yeah, everybody likes to play bigger games, and honestly, 1,500 to 2,000 is a good like medium to big game for Age of Sigmar.
And they don't last too long, which is also really nice. Like Sigmar,
Yeah,
we played Sigmar when I visited you a week ago, and I mean like that those games were fast. Granted, I got stopped those games, but
yeah, they were only like 1,000-point games, but even still, with the amount of space that we had and the mission we were playing, it helped to know like rule sets and all that, because like back when we used to play like 5th, 6th, and 7th edition of 40k, um, having those rule sets down hard and knowing what everything was for the most part, it speeds the game up a lot more. So, like, reading our battle tomes and setting armies up beforehand and knowing the rules beforehand, going to like a bigger setting, um, definitely makes games go by a lot faster. And
it's like
those man, I always forget what they're called, but like the cards for each army, like the little,
oh my god, yes.
yeah, those things are awesome. Like
War scrolls are so nice.
yeah, the War Scroll cards, not having to flip through the book consistently just to keep finding a profile has been awesome. Like that, I almost feel like I would keep supporting GW just for that alone.
Yeah, literally, like those are so helpful. I'm so happy I own a pair of the like a pair of those cards now.
Yeah, yeah. Like I almost feel like maybe I should get some Beasts of Chaos ones if they even have them.
I'm sure that if they don't have them, they're gonna come out with them. That they love the War Scroll stuff.
Yeah, those War Scroll cards are pretty great. And I mean,
But
like having them for my ogres is nice, just because that army I play more of, if anything. I can't really play Legion of the First Prince anymore, at least not the way I used to. So that's that's out of the picture.
Be sad. Be sad. Cry about it.
I am. I have to go back to Blades of Corn.
No. You can play the new Demon Prince that everyone loves. The one that's stronger.
Sure.
He's like 6 Bellicors, okay? And he's been around since like the 2nd edition. Thank you. You're just uncultured and don't know things.
I just listened to some lore recently, aside from the whole Commander Farsight thing, about like how strong the oh man, what are they called? What are those really strong Harlequin unit guys, like with the cloaking coat?
The Solitaire?
Solitaire, that's what it is. Yeah. So apparently, like those guys are like almost Primarch level strength in lore.
What? I don't buy it.
They are, yeah. Like they literally one shot demon princes. They could basically one shot anything.
Listen. My Archon stabbed a Hive Tyrant in the foot and it died. So maybe I'm just being mean.
Not lore. That just happened.
That's my lore. Thank you.
But yeah, I guess in canon lore, solitaires can basically they can wipe out entire armies by themselves in the blink of an eye. And I guess the Shalaxi, I think that's his name. He's like the really big named Keeper of Secrets from Hedonists of Slaanesh or just Slaanesh in general. I guess it only took a fourth of his power to just utterly annihilate a solitaire. So yeah, apparently that Shalaxi guy is super busted. Like I don't even know why Slaanesh created the twins if that guy is around.
I mean, like you gotta have some minor people too.
Yeah. But
so yeah, Solgar.
Oh yeah, Slogar. Yeah, I forgot why I drifted off into lore, but yeah,
We always do that, especially you, because you love the lore of Sigmar.
lore is tasty.
But originally, my slow grow army was going to be Auric Warclans. After mulling over a bunch of different armies, I sat there and went, "All right, I can do Aurics. Like they're cool." Um, and I said, "Okay, I'll test them out because I already own some 40k Aurics. I'll test it out and see how I like it." And I thought it was fun. I played Iron Jaws. It was an experience. It was a lot to learn, despite it being a very straightforward army. Um, but after playing it, I was like, okay, I'm not feeling the Oryx as much as I thought I would. At least not right now. New Seraphon Codex came out, and after hearing the lore of the Seraphon, I was like, okay, I kind of like him a lot. And the new Codex coming out, it seems too right not to do Seraphon. Unfortunately, right now, like, I have to wait until July to get those Seraphon. So I was like, well, do I buy the Seraphon stuff now and just kind of get used to what they have, or do I try a different slow grow? I opted for the latter, and it was very nice that at the gaming store I was at when I visited Chris, they had the giant Slaves to Darkness box, that like one that came with like 10 chosen, a demon prince, and some ogroids. And it was such a good deal. It came with the codex, the war scrolls, and everything. I said I love Slaves to Darkness because I love chaos. It's cool that I can play them undivided because I think that's the best because I love Archaean. Screw it, I'm gonna buy it. So I went from Auric Warclan, swerve to the Seraphon, swerve to Slaves of Darkness. I was everywhere.
Yeah, you were literally everywhere.
But I'm very happy now. I'm very happy with Slaves to Darkness, and I think there's a lot of fun stuff that I can do with it. And so it might sound weird to say, but I actually enjoy how expensive they are.
Like point wise?
Yeah, like
Oh, okay.
it sounds weird to say, but I remember when I first started playing Necrons back in sixth. Was it sixth edition?
Necrons?
Yeah, or was it
No,
fifth?
You played fifth because that's when they had the softcover book.
So I remember when I first started playing 5th edition Necrons, one of the biggest things I liked was just how this is what you have, this is their point cost. Is it high? Yes, because they have a lot of good stuff with them. I'm getting a very similar feeling with the Slaves of Darkness books, and I really like that. There's still room for customization, like your different marks for your units, or the equipment they can have, but it feels very straightforward, which just feels good. Even as leaders, like my generals, they feel much more straightforward.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
So
think that's good. Like I know with like Age of Sigmar in general, like I haven't really picked any of the swarm style armies like I normally do. Um but I'm okay with that. You know, I kind of like having these more expensive but thicker units. Um, and that's another like really nice thing about Age of Sigmar, and you know, I mean maybe 40k does it, but I haven't caught up. I don't know anything about ninth edition 40k. I've maybe played one game 2 years ago, and
yeah, I haven't even thought about 9th edition 40k because 40k sucks right now.
yeah, once 40k is fun again, then maybe I'll jump back in. But uh, with Sigmar, uh, I've had a lot more, like I said, thicker boys, like playing like the ogres. I've been playing a more elite heavy um, Stormcast Eternals army. I guess my Blades of Corn would be the only one that I have the sort of multiple body syndrome. You know, like I've got like I want to say 40 bloodletters that I put out at one time. I have a
Oh my
hard
god.
time. Yeah, I have a hard time filling out a list for Blades of Corn because I have so many of them. I'm sure if I mixed in the Mortal Corn units that I have, it probably wouldn't be so bad. But
Demons
you know,
only.
I like my demons.
He like the demon.
Yeah. So, and then you know with Beasts of Chaos now too, because actually I kind of also made a left turn with my slow grow army as well, because let's. I'm not gonna hide it. I started with Skaven, bought my battle tome, and then the new Beasts of Chaos stuff came out, and I had acquired some Beasts of Chaos,
From
and
me.
yeah, yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, and this seems pretty neat. I'll do something with that eventually. And then they hinted, the Warhammer community Facebook page like hinted at some more Beast of Chaos leaks, and they showed the Quake Fray, and I was all in at that point. I was like, okay, yep, getting Beast of Chaos, gonna play a bunch of gigantic cows, and we're gonna have fun.
Yeah, Quake Fray is just that's how I would describe you to my friends. Is like, oh yeah, he plays Quake Fray. That's all you need to
Yeah,
know about him.
yeah, and they would have been like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's Chris to a T.
So that's another way to kind of fill out those points, especially since they made Gorgons and Cygors like way more expensive than they used to be.
And thank God they did, because I think they gave them more too with that.
Yeah, they did. Like Gorgons heal. I mean, they literally heal like off of all their attacks. I
Oh
mean,
God.
aside from their like bladed fist attacks, because they've got 7 or 8 of those attacks that hit on. I think it's like 3+2+ or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but you can use a monster. So say they charge, you can use a monstrous rampage that lets you heal for every wound you deal.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, and then of course, their salivating maw attack where they bite you and eat you. Um, they get, I believe, 3 of those. It's like 2 or 3 of those attacks, and that's a 4+2+, and that one's D6 more or D6 wounds, and you heal off of the damage you deal. So I mean, like they're constantly healing.
I mean, that's good though, because they don't have the best saves. So I guess that's a
Yeah,
good way to compensate for it all.
it is. Yeah, like they're usually sitting on like a 5-up save. The Cygors, I mean, they even have a bunch of healing now too, because they still have their whole dealing a mortal wound when wizards cast spells around them, but
Mm-hmm.
they can also eat endless spells, and
Which
then
is so cool.
yeah. So you basically roll the 2d6 to dispel the endless spell, and then for every point over what you needed to dispel it, you heal that many wounds.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, yeah. Quake Fray is where I belong, and I basically after you left that last weekend, um, I've been waiting for a time to kind of like sit down and build my I don't know what they're actually called, like they're ogroids or whatever.
Yeah, the Ogroid Myrmidons.
Yeah. So the new Slaves of Darkness ogroids, I'm using those as my Bulgors because I just feel like the Bulgor models are just so outdated.
Yeah,
And
they're not amazing.
yeah, these guys look really really good, and I wanted to use them, and I could still give them the great axes and all that. So been waiting for a good time to actually sit and build those, and I started slowly building a few of them over the week, and then having yesterday and then these next 2 days off have really helped getting all that stuff done. So they're all built. All 6 of them are built.
Oh
Um,
crap.
yeah, and then I I finished touching up my Doom Bowl because I made the Doom Bowl while you were here.
Right.
Uh, I made my own converted Doom Bowl out of a Slaves of Darkness Centurion, and then I actually cut the torso off of one of my Bulgarins, or not Bulgarins, Bulgors.
Yeah.
I cut the torso off and put that on there. So he actually, I mean, realistically, he kind of looks more like a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, but I tried to armor him up as much as possible to make him look more like a thick Doom Bull, and I wanted him to stand out more than just like giving him more Ogroid pieces and making him look small. I don't want a small boy Doom Bull. I want big boy
Nah,
Doom
we
Bull.
live by orc rules here.
Yeah,
Biggest is
yeah,
the strongest.
yeah. And I think I might still roll with the lore that I had set for him, like with the two-eyed Cygor, but I don't know. We'll see, because I was gonna do the Be'lakor thing, but I don't wanna lessen the threat level of the lore of my army by saying, oh yeah, Be'lakor is manipulating everything.
Yeah, I think Bellacore should just be like supporting. He's like, yeah, I like you. You guys are doing good.
Yeah. Like if anything, he could be like a patron. Like he's just like, I like what you're doing. I'm gonna subscribe to Quake Fray, and you'll be getting $10 Patreon support from Bellacore every month.
I think all Chaos Gods need to have a Patreon that we as the servants of Chaos can subscribe to.
I That's the new lore.
That's the new lore. We're
You're
modernizing 40K here.
You're welcome, Games Workshop.
Yeah, you're welcome. Now pay us.
Yeah, I'll just do all the writing for you like I always do.
Oh god, isn't that the truth though? Like we do the writing for them all the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot we can fix. Like I
watch...
like Kalgar, keep him dead. Why didn't he stay dead?
Yeah, well, because he sells models.
That's
money in the pockets because he's an Ultramarine.
That's true, but I will admit he is a really cool model.
Yeah, I mean he's had some cool renditions, and then his new Primaris form is pretty cool. But
we don't count that. That's not Kalgar.
They'll phase out Firstborn at some point.
Don't no. I don't want to live in that reality.
But yeah, on my slow grow, I I kind of went a little nuts. I mean it helped having like the Gorgon and the Sigor that you provided, that you gave me.
Yeah.
So I mean that was two pieces right there, and because this army has a lot of expensive point-wise models in it, I getting that box of Ogrids and then getting your Ogrids basically solidified the army for the most part, because for 1,500 points, I believe it's about 1,490 is what the end result's going to be. But that's going to be the Sigor, the Gorgon, 6 Bulgors, the Doom Bull, and then I'll get an additional Sigor and Gorgon. So I'll have two of the big cows, 6 Bulgors, so running a unit of 3 each, and then a Doom Bull, and that'll be 1,490. And then I already did the math for the points and all that. Were to hit 2,000, or I believe it was going to be like 1940 or 1960. It was going to be just 6 more Bulgors.
Oh god.
So yeah, so at some point I'll be buying 2 more sets of the Slaves of Darkness Ogrid models, and then I'll be reinforcing the 3-man units that I have, so there'll be 6-man units.
I really want to get a Chaos Lord on Manticore.
Yeah.
It's just such a cool model.
It is a good looking model. I mean, realistically, you've only got the one HQ choice. I mean, technically, you could use your 40k Demon Prince, but
like without the 40k Demon Prince boosting Crackish, it's about 890 or 860 points if I remember correct. Just in that one box, which is a stupid deal. If you have not bought that as a Slaves of Darkness player, you need to right now. It is so good.
You get a really good deal for that. And the fact that you also got it for 25% off was pretty nice too.
Exactly. Don't buy GW. Buy third party. Support the troops here.
Support the troops, and one of those troops being Not Just Gaming. You could go to their website at hold on, let me pull up the card. I'm very unprepared. You could go to www.notjustgamin.com. There's no G at the end of that. It's gaming, or Gamin, Gamin. That is where I purchased the last couple of things aside from adventure gaming for my Warhammer needs. And I actually you get a good 20% off right off the bat. And then usually shipping brings it to whatever GW is selling it at base. So that's a pretty good deal in my eye.
Yeah. By the way, not sponsored. He just really likes that site. I haven't bought from them.
I do. Yeah. That when I bought my first thing from them, they sent me like their little business card, and on the back of it they wrote "Thank you so much," and they drew a kitty on it.
I mean, how are you guys already on the website right now? Like,
I know. You better get going if you want your kitty cards.
So looking through like stuff I want to actually like build upon with what I have, because I have 10 chosen, I have 10 warriors thanks to you. Um, I honestly like I was looking through this and I really do like some of the war scroll units, or not the war scroll, the warband or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
Um, I really like some of their use. The Unmade, the Corvus Cabal, the Iron Golems. There's some
yeah,
really
those.
cool. You can have Chaos Dwarves as a unit, like
Oh, the war cry stuff.
Warcry. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's essentially just Age of Sigmar kill team.
Yeah, but they have like units
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
can build from those Warcry guys,
They're
and I
yep.
really like
There's
them. I might actually get some for this slow grow.
yeah. Why not? I mean, they have some cool lore behind all of them too. Like they're all very lore heavy uh, characters.
Warcry is
So
definitely something I want to try out at least once someday.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's probably somewhere that we could do like a test demo of Warcry.
Oh, I'm sure. And it's like I don't know. You sold me on Warcry when you showed me that there were cards, and I'm like, I'm in.
Oh no, that was that's Shadespire. Shadespire's a card game.
Oh man, I'm really out of it.
Yeah, yeah. One
Still,
one takes place in Gur, the other one's in Shayesh.
all right. Well then, Shadespire we are gonna have to try out too.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but I will eventually go back to Auric Warclans. I'm very excited for these slaves of darkness. had to add that there.
Somebody audio clip the first
Don't
part of that.
don't you goddamn dare. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, I'm the same way. Like I'll eventually go back to Skaven because I think that the lore that I had set for them, where they were gonna ally with like the Beast of Chaos and like slowly be turning them into rat men, because I think it would be kind of interesting to have like an allegiance between the two, and they're both slowly turning each other's units into the other thing. So you've got like rats that are slowly turning into goat men, and then goat men slowly turning into rats.
that's so cool.
I think that would be a really cool thing. So instead of having Bellicor be oh wait, hang on, just had an
Hang
idea.
on. Yeah, this is live, by the way. There's like this. He did not like pre-planned all of this.
Oh man. So wait, what if? So I like their idea with like the chess game thing that we were originally gonna do.
Oh, I
Um,
remember that.
yeah. So maybe I'll do that with my own personal lore. So when I make my Skaven army, Bellicor will be, like I said, subscribing to the Quakefray Patreon, and then he'll have a rivalry with King Screech, who's going to be leading my Skaven, and it's both of them just slowly trying to corrupt each other's armies.
I love that. No, that's beautiful. It's poetry.
Yeah, so I'll maybe have to green stuff some cow tails on the rats and some rat tails on the cows.
That's going to be an interesting project.
That shouldn't be too hard. I mean, like green stuff is pretty easy to make at least a wiggly line with.
Wiggly line.
So yeah,
Um,
but
I no, I don't totally forgot about our little chess gimmick that we were gonna have with my when I was gonna get flesh eater courts.
yeah, I wish that I had something like Beast of Chaos wise to stand up to you if you were to ever play Archeon, because I've got I got nothing for that.
First off,
I,
first off, Chris, it's not an if, it's a
yeah,
when.
well, yeah. Well, yeah. When you field Archeon, I don't have an answer for it. I mean, I'll have a lot of big guys because it's Quakefray. I mean, maybe for that game, uh, all the big guys will just go for him, or maybe for that game I will actually field Bellicor. And I mean, Bellicor is also no Archeon, but it's close enough, I guess.
Yeah,
And
it'll be interesting.
they don't like each other. And in the
I,
in the Archeon novel, like from from Old World lore, they had their little meeting, and Bellicor could have stomped him in the nuts at some point, but he chose not to because
bet he's regretting
reasons.
that.
Yeah, oh, you bet your ass he is.
Loser didn't kill Archeon when he had the chance. Loser.
Wow.
Bellacor's kind of a butt. No, he's third now.
He is not.
He is,
not
because now we have
third.
that new Demon Prince guy. I'm never gonna learn his name. I'm
Fashion
never gonna
fool.
learn his name.
Yeah, I've said it 3 times, but okay.
Yeah, no, new Demon Prince guy. He's better. He's like 6 Be'lakors, and Archeon, he's like 10 Be'lakors.
And Shalaxty is like 100 Be'lakor.
Yeah. Oh Lord. No, Sluggar's gonna be fun. I don't know if after Seraphon I'll go back to Oryx. Because
Yeah, I mean, you might just have a battle tome, you know.
I might
like...
just have a battle tome. Because I like after Seraphon, I'm like, I was talking to you about like, ooh, Stormcast look fun.
Yeah, I mean, and that would be pretty cool to like have a mixture of Seraphon and Stormcast. Not to play at the same time, but like for lore wise, like how I'm planning with my beasts and Skaven. I mean, you could always have like a Slan Star Master or whoever's going to be leading your Seraphon be like super good buddy pals with whoever your Stormcast Eternal leader is going to be, because they are super big buddy pals in the lore.
I really want. I don't know if like. I don't think it's lore accurate. But it'd be really funny to have like paladin lizard men in the Stormcast army.
Yeah.
Like some golden armored lizard men running at you with the might of Sigmar.
Yeah, you know, just completely don't put the Sigmarite helmets on your paladins, and then put lizardman helmet or heads on.
They'll have like the suit, they'll be straight backed and everything. It's going to look great.
Yeah, they'll just feast on that Aesir lightning.
That'd be like a specialty shoot for like a Path of Glory game or something.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I would love to create special units just specifically for a Path to Glory campaign. I think
God, we really need to do a Path to Glory. It sounds so fun.
Yeah, I'm game to do it. I think the Quake Fray, that'll start it all out. You know, with the big Cygor man himself.
Big Cygor boy.
Yeah, or the Doom Bowl. Like maybe the Doom Bowl will just have the big Cygor as a big best buddy pal or whatever the hell I said.
And the brain damage.
Yeah, that too.
So
Sigmar's looking good.
Sigmar's looking great. I was very hesitant to kind of play Sigmar because I remember the last 2 times I tried playing the new edition with you, I was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know if this is really for me. I'm not really feeling this. I think the last time you played, I really felt like we had some fun.
Oh, like when we played at Adventure Gaming?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that was actually just fun. I got stomped hard, but I felt like I actually had fun.
Yeah. Ogres are strong. Ogres are really strong right now.
They are very thick big boys.
Yeah. And like tyrants can be built like stupid strong. Like the Frostlord didn't even have any super special awesome things, but the fact that I could play, because you know the way that I play my Beastclaw Raiders is literally just all Mournfang packs, and then to play Thunderbellies to give Mournfangs run in charge is just stupid.
It's very. I was very upset that you heal. So I was I charged. I was playing Savage Orcs against Chris, and I charged my the boys on the boars, my boar boys, into his Frostlord, and I bracketed him. And then he freaking healed it next turn. I was so mad.
I wasn't close enough for the Maw Pot, so I just used heroic recovery.
Words couldn't describe how mad I was, because he still probably would have killed the unit, but being bracketed severely nerfs you even during the start.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, if it's only turn 1 or 2 and you're already shot down a bracket, that's no fun activated.
It's no fun activated indeed. Activate no fun mode.
Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to use. Well, no wait, yeah, I did. I used the Unleash Hell so that I could use my nasty snowball.
Yes, you did, and I wasn't a fan.
Yeah. It's great.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. I'm very happy that at the very least I only bought the battle tome for Oryx.
Yeah. Same thing with Skaven. Like, I kept looking at buying like the Lord Screech model or King Screech model, or getting the billion storm vermin so that I can play my strictly clan verminous army.
Very strictly Clan Verminous.
Yeah, like I plan to just only play storm vermin and maybe one of the vermin lord that's clan verminous, and then Lord Screech, or King Screech. That's it.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, I'll get there. Right
Yeah.
now, piece of chaos.
Yeah. Right now, Slaves to Darkness. And I like that I got the very special battle tome with it.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like my next slow grow probably will just be adding on to my uh what do you call it, my Blades of Corn, because the Blades of Corn battle tome and the Hedonists of Slaanesh battle tome are going to come out at the same exact time, which means
Oh
that,
man.
which the wife wants to play Hedonists, so
True. That's
you
gonna be cool, kind of having them together.
yeah, especially since those two armies absolutely hate each other. Like, it's going to be pretty wild.
Facts. They are very not nice to each other. Korn
Yeah,
always tells Slaanesh, stop being horny, and Slaanesh says, stop being angry. And then the two just get into a fight all day.
yeah, all day. And
Oh.
and I would like to be able to field a Blades of Corn army that doesn't have Scarbrand or a Wrath of Corn Bloodthirster.
I don't understand. I don't understand the issue, Chris.
No, don't get me wrong. I love those models, but I don't
I don't
always
think you
want to
do.
play those. I don't always want to play them. Like, I wanna
I
switch it
will
up a little bit.
happily field your Bloodthirster. That is the best Greater Demon.
The Bloodthirster? Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm sorry to everyone who likes the Keepers of Secrets or the freaking I know there's the Great Unclean one. I don't remember the other one. Lord of Change?
Lord of Change, yeah.
Lord of Change. Yeah, sorry if you guys think those are the best, but it's the Bloodthirster, and
And the
you're
three
wrong.
variants.
And the three variants, yeah. You just can't compare.
It's true. It's
I
because
remember
of the exposed buttocks. That's
it's
why.
true. That
It's
makes a big difference.
Very tone, very red.
I remember when the Bloodthirster got its current model and how crazy different it was from the original.
Oh yeah, it was a huge difference. Like a
Huge.
massive step up.
I was searching because I was trying to sell my Eldar army, and I still am.
Yeah,
And
I'm still trying to sell my Imperial Guard and my Tau maybe.
it's got a very high MSRP price that I put significantly down for.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm patient. I only put it up like a few days ago, so I'm patient.
What did you put it
I put it on Facebook Market.
Okay, gotcha.
They're not going to trust me on eBay because I don't have any source. I don't have any people telling me I'm good.
Yeah, and you don't want eBay taking any of that revenue.
Exactly. Facebook won't take any of the revenue.
Yep.
But I was looking through while I was calculating how much my stuff would be. I came across the Avatar Arcane model, the new one.
Ooh, good model.
Oh my god, it's so good. I still have the Forge World one you gave me. I still think that one's better, personally. Okay. But man, that Avatar Arcane model is so cool.
Yeah. I like the Forge World one. I think that
the Forge World one's so cool. It seems so towering. I like that the current one is paying homage to the original with how it's tilting its sword and everything.
Yeah, it is very it's based off of that one portrait.
Yeah, but the Forge World one I think is leagues better just because it feels like it's going to mow down an entire army by itself.
Oh yeah, it's definitely more looming and menacing.
Yeah, that's the Avatar Arcane that I play with in Dawn of War.
Yeah,
just mowing
that is
down an entire army.
his thing, you know.
Um, is anything else you want to add to slow growth? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm pretty good. I probably have to step away from talking about it just because it just makes me want to play more and more games and spend more money. So
Yeah,
like I just want to get
yeah.
those. I just want to get those last two big guys so that I can just get this army going. I want to play it.
I know. I do. I need to plan more. Like, I need to actually have a definitive plan of what I'm going to buy for these Slaves of Darkness, so I can field them. I haven't had a single game with them. I have not been more excited to play an army.
Yeah. So I actually, so maybe something we can set up. Michael he called me today and wanted to talk about getting together at some point. It's not anytime soon or anytime far in the future, just whenever we all can line up our schedules and not be busy. But he wants to do like a big Age of Sigmar thing because he still has the Sons of Behemoth. So that'd be kind of fun, seeing the Quake Fray and Sons of Behemoth go at each other.
That'd be pretty
Seeing
pog.
Archaon take on, a bunch of Mega Gargants.
Yeah, I'd be so down for that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
He also invited you and me to his WrestleMania watch party.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that. I was also hosting a WrestleMania watch party.
Oh, well, were you doing it on Discord or were people coming over?
So the plan is to have people come over.
Uh huh.
Because recently I got a lot of my friends watching wrestling. One of them, who was like super against it, watched 2 episodes and she was all on board.
Yeah.
But the plan was to have it in person. I don't exactly know how that's gonna pan out at the moment because we would need to like get the basement clean enough,
Yeah.
and I don't see that happening, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, if it ends up where you guys can't make it happen, you're always welcome to come out. I mean, he's got like ordering food, getting chips and beer and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'll talk to them about it, see how they feel, because I'd be down.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, slow grow, Sigmar.
Yeah.
I fucking love this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. It's a good game.
Um, let's move down the list. I think we've talked a lot about Sigmar on our slow grow.
Yeah.
We got other topics
Talking about
we
Sigmar.
can talk about. One of
Bring it up.
them is a sort of, it's something I want us to do every bi-weekly episode, just so that, I don't know, it gives us something to do, but it also keeps us on our toes. We have been playing tabletop role-playing games for a while with like Dungeons and Dragons and other sort of like role-playing game-esque things, but mainly Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And I thought
We've
it would
got
be
we've got other things that we've been trying to do, like Stormbound and Dark Heresy, Wrath and Glory. I know you wanted to do Starfinder. I know that you wanted to try like
the
the
Sentinels one.
Fallout. Well, yeah, the Sentinels, Fallout, or no, not Fallout, Skyrim.
Yes.
You
Oh my
wanted to
god, I
do
really
the
want that
Elder
Skyrim
Scrolls
one.
one. And I just saw the Avatar: The Last Airbender one, and I'm kind of curious because I've got a good chunk of people that would be willing to do something like that. But go on.
So I thought in order to keep us fresh, keep us on our toes, and keep things to give us the ability to handle the unpredictable, I have come up with a prompt, and we are going to have a little improv with each other.
All right.
Let me just.
I don't know anything about what he's about to tell me.
Yeah. So I came up with a prompt that I thought would be funny. So let me just pop up some thematic music here. So here's the prompt. You are going to be the shopkeeper Harry Gary. Your goal as Harry Gary, you are trying. You are going to be visited by adventurers, and you have to convince them, being Harry Gary, that you are not a werewolf.
Oh, okay. Are they like onto me or something like that, or am I actually a werewolf?
You are not a werewolf. You are just incredibly hairy.
Okay, cool.
They are very suspicious of you, and a lot of signs point to you.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds like I'm on a losing battle here.
You're on a losing battle, but you're Harry Gary, man. You got this. All right.
So is
Music.
my full name Harry Gary, or do I just prefer Gary? Because if I say Harry, it might throw me off and make me look more suspicious.
I think people in the village just call you Harry Gary. Like
All right, cool.
that's your nickname.
All right, cool. So, uh, you're the adventurers, I assume, walking in.
Yeah, I will be the suspicious paladin.
The suspicious paladin.
Yeah.
Okay, so Uh, so you open the creaky door. A small little bell above the door gives a light chime as you walk in with your party, and you see the the renowned and notable Harry Gary as he stands across from you behind the desk with a bunch of beakers and other potion-looking items. He stands there with a smile. He looks at you and he greets you. Hi, welcome to Gary's Hairy Emporium, where we got nothing but potions and more potions. What can I do for you?
Potions, you say? Hmm. You wouldn't happen to have a potion of lycanthropy, would you?
Lycanthropy, huh? What, you want to turn into some sort of were thing?
No, just wondering if such a potion exists.
Well, I am a pretty experienced apothecary, but I have never heard of such a potion.
Really? Really now? You see, we've been doing a little digging around the village. From the werewolf attacks that have been happening, I'm sure you're well aware, Harry Gary.
So as he's making this sort of capitalized capitalized subtle accusation, Harry Gary kind of turns around and grabs like a purple beaker from behind him and just drinks it casually while you're talking. He just gives a little sip. Well, you see here, if I had known of this sort of potion here, I would definitely be stocking it up because it sounds rare, and I like a rare potion because it means money, which means expanding, which means bigger building, more profits, more advertising, and everybody. I won't just be an emporium anymore. I'll have an apothecariathorium. I just made that word up.
Apothecariathorium. Well, you see, it's very interesting, Mr. Gary, that you're the only hairy individual amongst all the villagers. Do you have a defense for that?
Yes, I do. My father was a hair giant, and my mother was human.
Ah, I see.
Which is why he like interrupts you. Which is why I am so large and in charge, but also very delicate when it comes to my potion making.
Well, how do you explain your long nails, more like claws, hmm?
He takes a look at his nails that seem to be a little bit unkept, and they could be more presentable. Well, you see, I need those in order to open up some of my beakers because, you know, that little cork gets kind of stuck in there, and I don't want to use my teeth because my teeth are the best thing on me right now. And he gives them like a winning smile.
It, can you describe? Does he have canine-like teeth?
No, he gives them like a straight human, pearly white, winning smile. Like one that might even get him elected.
Well, how would you explain the howling we hear from your house every night? Surely you can't defend that, Mr. Gary.
Well, actually, I can, and he gestures to the left, and you see like he's got like a really old, like probably 12-year-old bloodhound that's just sitting in his little bed over there. Yeah, you know, when the crickets start chirping, he starts to howl, and he really hates those things. I almost wonder if he was a frog in another life.
Well, and he just kind of like looks around at his other party. He's just like face palming from all the questions. I will take 2 health potions to go. Fine.
All right, 2 health potions it'll be, and he grabs this massive like bucket almost looks like it would be like a keg. Yeah, he grabs like a keg, slams it on the table, takes a small beaker, and you know how like those big like those plastic Gatorade bins have the little nozzle at the end. But
Yeah.
he loosens up a little like nozzle, fills up a glass, puts a cork in it, puts it in real tight so that you'd have to use some decrepit, unfinished looking nails to pop it open. And he hands them over. That'll be 5 gold each.
Of course. He kind of rummages through his pockets. You're not hearing any jangling. Just give me 1 second. He goes in his back pocket. He takes his backpack off, goes inside, rummages through that. He slowly looks up, and then he turns to his party. Julian, would you mind lending me 10 gold pieces? Julian, the mage, sighs, throws 10 gold over to him. Here you are, Mr. Gary.
Well, thank you. And before he can actually, the paladin can set the money down, Gary grips his hand and like shakes it, like 3 shakes really hard, and then does like a weird slide with his hand off of his arm, like past his fingies, and like uses his thumb to take the gold out of his hand, and then takes the two health potions and scoots them forward onto the table closer to the paladin.
Thank you, Mr. Gary. You have a wonderful day.
Yes, you as well, and always come back and give me your patronage, because I love gold.
She slowly walks out, and you can kind of hear him mumbling, like, I could have sworn he was a werewolf. And all the other party are just, like, laughing at him on the way out.
And then he turns to the bloodhound and goes, they almost got us, Stefan. They almost found out that you were a wolf were.
And scene. We did it. Oh my god.
I don't know why the dog's name was Stefan. It just was the first thing that came to my mind.
It's okay. We literally worked off that. I came up with that like 10 minutes ago.
Cool.
But that was fun. I liked doing that.
It was a good time. I like that.
Harry Gary is beautiful.
I did a lot of talking with my hands, because when I'm actually dungeon mastering, I wave my hands around like I'm weaving a picture for you using my own somatic magic.
Well, when you're DMing, you kind of have to, especially if people who have trouble like imagining that stuff. At least they can kind of get the grasp of. Oh, excuse me. Get the grasp. That's what happens when you drink soda, baby.
Yes, I know what you mean, and that's why I've been using that AI generator to kind of come up with some of the 8 bosses that they'll have to choose from in our next section.
Which is, again, I'd already told you, but that's such a smart idea for the people who can't imagine.
Yeah, which is like half my group. Half my group don't have that ability to kind of picture things in their mind. So having the AI generator to give a rough estimation of what's in my brain works out. Because some of them, I mean, the AI generator is not good at making people at all.
They're not. They're really not.
Yeah, so I mean, when it came to some of like the monsters, they came out pretty good. Or like the demons, they come out good. But people, not so much.
Yeah, we're still working on that technology.
Yeah, I mean, I've got one so far that came out really well for Javal the Godbreaker.
I want to move on to our next segment here. It's one you came up with literally as we were putting this all together.
Yeah.
So I don't know what. Can you explain to me how you came up with this topic?
We were setting up for the recording, and I just happened to have Steam up, and I scrolled through my Steam games, and I saw Portal 2 on there, and I'm like, oh, man, if I had a Portal 2 gun, what would I do with that thing?
And so that's the topic. If you had a portal gun, how would you utilize it? What is your optimal way of using it?
Yeah, what is the most optimal way for you to use it personally? And I guess
Whew.
I'll start. I mean, straight up, the way that it sits right now, I would shoot I would shoot my red side into my kitchen and my blue side into Umi Sushi and Steakhouse. Because
You want to be the first one there.
I want sushi way more often than any human being should probably want sushi in the state of Wisconsin. So, yeah,
I'm
that's how
I'm
I
gonna
would.
have a lame answer compared to that.
All right, bring it on.
Because I'm gonna be real. I just want practicality. I'm just gonna shoot mine at work.
Yeah, I mean, I would do that, but I don't want anybody from work knowing where I live.
But you want people from Umi Sushi to know where you live.
Yes, because then they can bring me the food. The only thing people from work are gonna bring me is problems and more things for me to fix.
God, ain't that the truth? Oh God, you know what I've really had a craving for that I shouldn't have been having if I've had to do a restaurant like you?
Teddy Grahams.
No,
All right.
not Teddy Grahams. Cracker Barrel.
Oh, all right.
I don't know. I swear to God, they have this like chicken and French toast combo that
Yeah.
I get every single time I'm there. It is so good. So I guess if I had to choose like a restaurant like you, it would probably be Cracker Barrel.
All right. That makes sense. I really want to try that hibachi shrimp that Mom had last weekend. That looks so good.
Yeah, so I think if I remember, she really enjoyed that.
Yeah, because I always get that. I always get that yaki udon dish, and I think I think it's time to switch it up.
Fair enough. Whatever I had, I don't remember what I ordered. Whatever I had, it was pretty good.
Hibachi steak, the New York strip.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
It was.
I very much enjoyed that.
I enjoyed your leftovers.
I'm glad you did. I really just didn't have an appetite that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I Portal gun never gonna happen. Wish it did. I think work is probably the most common answer I'd hear from people, or maybe to, like you said, to the restaurant or the kitchen. I think the kitchen might just be the best, most common answer.
Or the bathroom, because nobody likes having to make a trip to the bathroom.
That's true.
Oh,
But
even better, just on the ceiling above the toilet, because then you could just lean over and just and just let out some wet booty juice, and it just rains on top of the toilet.
there is not a reason in this world that the term wet booty juice should be used. There's not a reason that term should be used. Oh my god. You know what? You know what I would use it on though. In all reality, I think I just thought of a way better answer.
Do it.
Your house, so I don't have to drive like 2 hours to get there.
Oh, yeah, dude, that would be great. Then I could just utilize your portal gun to go to visit you guys.
Yeah, or to steal our food.
That too. There's 2 kitchens for the price of none. That'd be great.
That would actually be pretty baller.
Yeah.
Look at that. We've solved world peace.
We solved poverty.
We solved poverty. Take that, poverty. You'll never take us alive.
Just take poverty in a room, give it a haymaker, poverty solved.
I'm gonna move on to the next topic because I am very passionate about what we're talking about next.
Teddy Grahams.
Exactly. So let's talk about the chocolate Teddy Grahams and why they are not as good as the butter grams. Or the honey grams, I should say.
Yeah.
So chocolate grams are just too chocolatey compared to the honey grams, which have a really good sweet taste. No.
Chocolate grams are too chocolatey compared to the honey grams, which are just honey enough.
Yeah, they're honey enough compared to the two chocolate, because you can only take so much chocolate. But honey with graham crackers, who'd have thunk?
Right? It's not like it's on the box of graham crackers.
It's not. It's not on the box of graham crackers. That's a lie that Big Graham Cracker wants you to believe.
I have a feeling like Big Gummy and Big Graham Cracker are in cahoots because graham cracker bears, gummy bears.
Yeah, when are we gonna get the graham cracker worms?
Yeah.
It's bullshit. We haven't gotten them before.
That would be great. And in one crunch, the whole thing shatters.
I've broken the illusion.
It's like when you bite into like a crunchy taco from Taco Bell, and it's just you're holding it like at the base and in your other hand on the butt, and you take a bite, and after that one bite, you got to make sure you get as much as you can, because then it just dust. It just falls apart.
That's
it's
the
as,
worst feeling.
it's as dusty as 1,000 Suns armor. Like, it's just dust.
That's pretty dusty, considering they are dust.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. So...
Next topic.
So, this is another topic that I want to do bi-weekly. And it's simple. It's just, what are we playing? Like, I kind of going over what games we've been playing lately. I'm using this also as an excuse to kind of go through my endless backlog of games that I keep buying.
And never playing.
And never playing. So this was new for me. And boy, do I have an opinion on this game. Do you have a game for this, or?
I mean, technically,
if not,
yeah,
like,
I technically do. So, all right. So, aside from Battlefront 2 that we played when you came up last weekend,
and let's clarify, the original Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah, Xbox original Battlefront 2, good stuff. I started doing a Galactic Conquest on my own. That's what I had when I texted you that one day, where I was down to just me as a single super battle droid versus 46 clone troopers, and that was
Which you should not have survived.
no, that was the longest game of my life. I was probably on Naboo for like, God, it had to have been like an hour. It was like an
God,
hour
and of
on
all
one
planets too, Naboo.
Yeah. Well, I found two little nooks that I was able to keep bouncing back and forth to. But yeah, I eventually was able to sort of goad out a few guys, take them out one by one, and I was really only getting like 2 or 3 at a time, maybe, because there was one section where I would turn a corner and the other 40 were there.
How
So
did you not get hit with like a conquest, like they getting all the objectives?
because the 2 nooks that I found were both command posts.
Oh my
So
god.
I would just hold on to one, run over to the other one and get it, and then they would conquer it, and I'd go back to the old one, take out the guys that conquered it, took that one, and I just went back and forth for a while, until it got down to like the last 10 guys, and they weren't coming for the posts. So I started taking all the other posts, and then no, it was 20 guys. So there were 20. I was able to take out 23 guys, and then started sneaking all the other posts until I won by conquest. So,
Just an impossible victory. Oh my god.
so 1v46, and I won by conquest with 1v20.
Oh my god. I can't imagine. I would go nuts. I would have given up. I'm not as
Yeah.
strong-willed as you.
I was not gonna let those Republic bastards win that game.
Oh, you were playing Confederacy, right?
Oh yeah, I was a super battle droid.
Super battle droids! Take them down!
Like, how many times I had to run to a recovery droid or a gawk droid or something like that.
And that's the story of how we got General Grievous.
It is. But aside from the Battlefront game, I guess the most recent game that I've been playing, at least for the past, I don't know, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks or something like that. You know, within like the middle to end of January, I've actually been playing Metal Hellsinger. I don't know if you're familiar with that game.
I'm not. Tell me about it.
Okay, so it's a rhythm first-person shooter, and I remember seeing this game last year. I would watch Facebook ads of that game, like it would pop up, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And I kept saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick that game up. I'm gonna pick that game up," and then I just completely forgot about it one day, and then it popped up on Steam because it finally came out, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot about this game." And then Austin ended up giving it to me for my birthday, or not for my birthday. What was it for?
Like
Uh,
Christmas or
yeah, it was like first couple weeks of January. He bought it for me because he had wanted to buy me something. I don't know, but yeah, it's an awesome game. You play as this demon chick known as the Unknown, uh, and the the game is basically like a hack and slash Doom style game. You know, you're just running around shooting and slashing demons to death and trying to fight your way through each level to get to the boss, and that boss is a piece of like Satan or whatever. He basically sent his all of his armies out at you, and then
Mhm.
also sent out shards of himself to guard each map. And there's like 9 maps because there are 9 layers of hell.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. You have to shoot and slash to the beat of the music, and if you do, you get damage bonuses. You get special abilities that go off depending on the weapon that you're wielding. Attack speed bonuses, point bonuses that let you unlock things because there's unlockables. It's just really cool.
It like I just looked at images of the game. It looks really fun.
Oh, dude, it's gnarly. If you want me to play a level for you after this, and I'll stream it, you're gonna love it.
Hell yeah, man, I'm down.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I mean, aside from that, I've been building models and working and sleeping
Ugh, working
sometimes.
couldn't be me working. I totally
Yeah,
don't do that.
yeah.
I hate retail.
I've been really like bitter at work recently. Like it's just like little things are starting to throw me off the edge, and I don't know if it's just because like we've had a busy couple of weeks, but it's like
It's that.
2 hours into the shift, and I'm like, I'm so done. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta,
just because outside of work has been so busy and like everything is happening. Hopefully, these next few weeks things start to calm down.
yeah. I mean, last weekend was great. Like like that was the break I needed. You know, it
Yes,
was last weekend was the like just hang out with the brother, hang out with my mom, you know, like hang out with the family in general, play some Age of Sigmar, like all of that stuff I needed. So it's
and
been
like
better this week,
yeah,
but you know, with all the craziness that happened within the past couple of days and all that, now it's just a little time to settle down again. Like I
yeah.
hope
Well, and I think I noticed something a while ago. It's been a while since we like sat down and played games together.
it has. I my computer's actually been off this whole time.
Like we
So
haven't
all
jumped on to play like Divinity or like play our own games, play whatever. We haven't been like we haven't played games. I prepare every Friday. Like, all right, let's see if he's online. He's not
yeah,
on. They must be busy. So
it's been
hopefully things are gonna chill out now. So yeah, Fridays I can come back. We can start playing games because you definitely need those days where you're just
yeah.
like
It,
doing what you want.
yeah, I mean, well, just jumping on games and stuff. You know, if we're not able to get together and roll dice and stuff like that, you know, just jumping on games has been really helpful for winding down and doing stuff. Speaking of that, kind of off topic and off video really fast, but if you want to update Payday today, Michael wants to play some Payday probably.
I am. I love Payday. I'm going VR on that Payday.
Oh, that's it's so fun to play in VR.
It's
But
so fun.
back on topic. Yeah, Metal Hellsinger. That's what I've been playing. So your
Sounds
move,
like a
Jack.
cool game. If you
It
had to
is.
give it a rating so far, how would you feel about it?
So I've played 3 levels so far. With the weapons that I've gotten and like what each level has been like, I would easily give it like an 8 right now.
Sounds
You know,
sounds like a pretty baller game. I do really
it
want
is.
to check it out.
Yeah. So like I said, after this, I'll play a level or two, and you can kind of see what's all happening.
Absolutely. Um, I guess to talk about my game. I have strong opinions of my game. I went in very positively. I was like, all right, I'm excited. I know I've seen like 3 scenes of this game from a JonTron video. I'm excited to play it because it sounds like a really fun game. I played Conan for the Xbox 360. And I literally wrote like a 2 paragraph review of this.
All right, go ahead and read it, my man.
The game started off very strong. The openish area, skewering enemies, and saving naked babes. It's that old hack and slash style of game that I just wanted to love. For people who don't know me, I don't know what it is. Beat 'em ups, I like. Most slash 'em ups, I can't get them in, or hack and slash, I can't get into. They are fundamentally the same game, but every time I play a hack and slash, it's just not fun for me.
Yeah.
But as the game continued on, I was not only disappointed, I was insulted. 2 things infuriate me about this game. The first is the story. Now, I know a game doesn't need a complex story to be good. I'm very much a proponent for simple storytelling. But you add depth to a simple objective and build characters around it. Conan just wants to hit guys and prove that he's big and strong and screw random women as he collects treasure. Now I get it, that's Conan. But that's boring. In a video game setting, that's just boring. Yeah. Lastly is the gameplay. You have input lag on all of your attacks. So the way I described this, I was streaming to Austin, showing him this game. The game is very much like it wants to be God of War. So bad. However, so you have a light strong attack sort of deal. If I were to do a light strong attack, you need to press the inputs despite the animations not going through.
Oh, one of those games.
So like I would press X and it would attack, right? And then I would try to go for like a simple XXY combo. But because I needed to stop or roll out of the way, I've already inputted the button so it goes through the whole thing. Even when I'm getting hit, it's still taking inputs. So it's a really bad system for a hack and slash because I can't change my moves on the fly. Your character moves like a snail, even with the fastest weapons. This is something that I read from other reviews. The game straight up cheats.
Oh boy.
You have I had the fastest weapon speed with a one-handed weapon with no shield. That's the fastest weapon speed you can have in the game. My light attacks were going slower than heavy attacks from enemies.
Oof.
Now, I get the reason why it wants you to abuse the parry system because that's an insta-kill for most enemies. However, you cannot insta-kill parry an enemy if they're at full health, which there's no health bars. So if you try to insta-kill them or grapple them, they just kick you away and you take damage.
Like a guessing game.
Yeah. And then, the elite enemies. The elite enemies, you don't know who's an elite enemy, but you can kind of guess because they're usually taller. But elite enemies have unblockable attacks, they don't stagger, and they'll often get you in combos that are just painful. There was one elite enemy who, again, they don't stagger, so I could hit them even with a heavy attack, and they're just gonna hit me out of it. And I'm hitting him with heavy attacks. He gets me, I go down, I get up, he drinks a flask and spits fire at me. Now I take fire damage over time. And he does that constantly, and I can't block it. Because it's a heavy attack.
Oh, that's annoying.
On top of which, you can't, bait enemies either. Elite enemies especially will not attack you unless they have an opening. In an unfair way, because if you attack them, they're going to block. And you need to use the right attack in order to break the block. I think that's not rewarding in a hack and slash game. You want to just hack and slash except for the bosses who have mechanics. Elites aren't bosses. Elites are just a time waster for you to try and experiment and find a way to use the right combo to break his block. And there's 50 combos in the game, including air combos. And I was going nuts with this thing.
That doesn't seem like the kind of game that would really utilize air combos, but what do I know?
Exactly. And in all reality, I've gotten so the objective is the game is to fight this evil wizard who split your barbarian armor into different who like split and scattered your barbarian armor and turned them into sentient monsters. Um and you have to kill the monsters, get your armor back, and kill the wizard. Um I got two of I think four pieces, and I just said I cannot play this game. I am done with this game. It is just it's not fun. I give the game a 4 out of 10 because that the start of the game, the first level, I think is like so fun. I actually
Maybe
think the start of the game is so fun, but as you continue it just gets worse.
it's kind of how I felt about Golden Axe Beast Rider, I think it was called.
Yeah, the
Like,
360 one.
yeah, like that game, the first level, actually the first two levels were actually really fun. And you're trying different stuff, but then it just got repetitive because it was the same stuff over and over again.
It's hard to really make a good hack and slash. It seems like I look at a game like Castle Crashers, which is a great hack and slash.
Yeah, but they add in, like a silent story. They add in a lot of comedy, and they have a very artistic style to the way the game is made. Like it's charming.
I do think art plays a huge role in these beat 'em up games and hack and slash games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So overall, I was not satisfied with Conan. I'm glad I didn't buy it when it came out. I'm glad I spent $8 on it because I would not pay anything more than that. It is not fun, and I will be moving on to a new game when this is done because this is just not fun to play.
Works for me.
All right, I'm glad I finally got that out of my system. I've been holding that in for 2 weeks. It has not been a good time.
Yikes. It's been 2 weeks of torture.
Torture, you don't understand. I am thinking of booting up another 360 game that I'll talk to you about when that happens.
Cool.
Because I just have so much 360 games.
Same.
I want to move on to another last minute topic we added on here, which were notable video game soundtracks, since we're on the topic of video games right now.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of video game soundtracks, and there are some that I think have really quality music that either doesn't get the recognition it deserves, or maybe it did, but it just I want to shout out the music of video games, because a lot of the times video games just you play video games with bad music and you feel bad playing them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and this could also be like a reoccurring subject too, because we're always gonna think back on, maybe not in the moment, but maybe we'll be playing a game and all of a sudden be like, wow, this entire soundtrack has been great, or I've been playing how many levels and I've loved every song. So I mean, this could easily be something that we just throw in there for more shout outs.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want? Me and Chris have made a list of some of the games we wanted to talk about. And I'm curious to see. There's one in particular I think we will have similar, but maybe I'll be proven wrong if you want to start with one of your games.
All right. Well, top of my list, I put Sonic Adventure 2.
What a soundtrack, man!
Yeah.
I should have put that. I didn't, but man, I should have.
That's the thing, is most Sonic games have an awesome soundtrack, but that one sticks with me just because it's got. I mean, not only is it my favorite Sonic game, but it's also got a really, really banging soundtrack.
And like I actually, because on like YouTube Music, they have the albums of nonstop Sonic music. There's so many Sonic Adventure 2 songs on there, and they're like one of the few I'm just like, oh, I'm listening to this whole thing. I'm not stopping for a minute.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, from start to finish, Sonic Adventure 2 has the best music.
It's incredible. I'll go ahead and shout one out too. Custom Robo.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one too.
Custom Robo's music is just phenomenal. I still hear that like do 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 song like all the time in my head.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like a lot of the overworld music. I like the in-game battle music. Yeah, they definitely blew it out the water with the soundtrack on that one.
Actually, I need that game. I gotta buy it for myself because it's such a good game.
It is. Love me some custom robo.
I would love for one day we actually like stream or record like the whole game, doing our fun little randomizer we did last time.
Ooh, that could be fun. Yeah,
Do
doing
like a
the
we could do like
doing,
a
doing-
custom Robo Nuzlocke.
yeah, weapon nuzlocke again.
That was so fun.
That was a good time.
Um, keep them coming. I know you have more.
Rocket League.
Honestly, a really based choice.
Think so?
I do. I haven't played Rocket League recently. I know it's still like booming.
Yeah, it's still a thing.
It's still booming. It's still awesome. But I remember when we played, I had one of the Rocket League songs. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it was one of those featured on Rocket League. Like on my Spotify, I'd listen to it like 10 times a day.
Yeah, I think Rocket League has great music. I think that they get because it's supposed to like what do you call it, like simulate like a radio, like you're listening to Rocket League radio or whatever.
Yeah,
uh but I think all of their soundtracks, which they sell individually too, uh uh you got a lot of good artists on there that are mostly underground or unknown hits and stuff like that. But yeah, I think Rocket League. I mean, there's been a lot of times where I'm upset when we're in the menu because the game starts and then the music's over, and I'm like, well, that I was jamming.
yeah. Like I was feeling it because I never hear the music while playing the game, but in the
No,
menu, it's amazing.
it is, yeah.
I'll give a shout out to one that actually has an album I actively listening to. Old School RuneScape.
Ooh, yep, that's a good one too.
More than just for Sea Shanty 2, there are a lot of good tracks in Old School RuneScape. Harmony
Oh
is
yeah,
also one of my favorites. Autumn
yeah.
Voyage is
Autumn
beautiful.
Voyage. Yep.
Adventure is like I think the best way I can describe it is the RuneScape music more than a lot of other RPG soundtracks really immerses you into this kind of medieval world that
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think even RuneScape 3 does. RuneScape 3 has good music and I really like some of the new renditions, but that old school RuneScape sound, it still sticks to this day.
Well, yeah. I mean, so speaking personally, like thinking back, and this is 100% nostalgia talking, and I'm fine with it, um, because it does it's true. It's true when I say this. The original RuneScape or like old school RuneScape theme song, like when you get to the login screen,
Yes.
that song to this day still makes me just happy because it makes me think of an old time where we would go and we'd be so excited for Thursday nights going to Uncle Larry's house so we could all
Yes.
we could both play RuneScape at the same time, and like just that iconic opening music for the loading screen or the login screen was just like I said, I can't describe it in any other way other than anytime I hear it now, it just makes me happy. Like because
I
that
hope sometime later in these episodes we get a chance to just gush about RuneScape, even like memories of it, because I have so much to say. I love that game.
there's a lot of RuneScape memories. Like we like our pre Warcraft days. Like there's a lot of RuneScape memories.
The before the crazy times of World of Warcraft where you guys, because I didn't really play because Chris was hogging the computer, but it was I'll always remember when you guys were trading because you guys didn't do quests.
Yeah. But yeah, RuneScape for sure. That's a good one.
Do you got more for me?
I do. Payday 2.
Yes, base,
Hand,
base,
hand,
base.
hands down, my man. Like they every friggin' song that plays on any mission is like I'm shooting dudes and bumping to the music every time.
But especially, I will give you my all 2016.
Yes, that or is that the oh no So there's actually one Payday 2 song that I have on my iPod specifically, and that's Criminal's Ambition.
Yes!
Was
Oh, that's such a good one.
the original end credits song for Payday 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Payday 2, like similar to Rocket League, where it's like, every song is a hit. Yeah, Payday 2, anytime we're into a mission, I'm just like, guys, stop talking, I want to jam.
Like, just stop communicating right now. I'm killing police with my flamethrower while jamming out to Criminal's Ambition.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say another, and it's obvious if you've watched older episodes, and it's obvious to Chris. It is every single Pokemon game, except Scarlet and Violet. I think Scarlet and Violet's soundtrack sucks.
Ooh, knockdown.
Because okay, it was I can give you an example. In Sword and Shield, when you got to the trainer battle or the gym leader battle, which I think is in the top contenders of gym battle theme songs in Sword and Shield, when they did their whole Gigantamax thing, the crowd would start like chanting because you're in an arena, and they'd start chanting and singing. It was like a whole soccer feel, and I'm like, this is baller. I love this. So in Scarlet and Violet, you're back to traditional gyms. They have an audience though, a small little audience. I don't get why they're singing during the terrestrialization thing. It makes no sense.
I don't know, my man.
I don't like it. There's some good songs, I'll admit, but I don't catch myself like listening to the Scarlet and Violet music all the time. I still hear myself listening to Black and White songs and Platinum, and even Sun and Moon have had some bangers, but most Pokemon games have phenomenal, just beautiful music that I listen to Pokemon radio while I'm doing homework. Like,
oh, there you go.
So good. Do you got another for me?
Actually, real quick. So, have I shared that RuneScape Lo-Fi remix playlist with you?
You have not, and you need to send that to me when we're done.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I could have sworn I sent it to you, but yeah, there's a playlist on YouTube that I'll send you. But it's on YouTube Music, I believe. But yeah, it's from one creator, and he took a bunch of old school RuneScape songs and made lo-fi hip hop versions for you to kind of just like chillax to.
God, I still lo-fi hip hop has gotten me like through study sessions. I can't describe how good that music is.
It's gotten me through stuff.
It's gotten me through the dark times, man.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can pull that playlist up for you, but it's a good one, that's for sure.
That's I mean, it's RuneScape, so it has to be a good one.
Exactly. So on to my last one. Metal Hellsinger.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd assume.
Like the game that I've been playing, this rhythm game, and all the songs are like heavy metal, death metal songs. And I mean, but they've got some familiar ones too, at least to me. Like Unleash the Archers is on there, Amon Amarth is on there. They all have specific songs they made just for this game. Yeah, I mean, like this game is meant for metalheads. Like,
see,
just, like
they need to put debauchery on there.
That, oh my god, that would be the icing on the cake for me.
Debauchery is so good.
Oh,
shoutouts to Debauchery. You guys are balling.
Yeah, you guys are. If you ever stumble upon this, I love your music. I use your guys's I use Baggeroth as like a main guy for my D&D stuff, for Warhammer stuff, like everything. There's a lot of stuff based off of your guys' music, and I love it, and I gush over it, and love me back, please.
Please notice me, senpai.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll go over my last one. I don't really have a lot to say about it. I just think the music is killer. Duel Links. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links has some really good tunes, mainly because I really like a lot of the character themes in Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's fair.
Like, that's all it really is. I'll listen to like a 10-minute extended one every now and again while I'm playing Master Duel, because while Master Duel has some nice soundtrack and it's nice on calming on the mind, it's not Duel Links music where it's supposed to be anime epic, because that's what Duel Links is trying to simulate.
true. It's true.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I like Duel Links, and I think the music is cool. I would not pay the $5.99 for the music player though. Eat my dick, Konami.
They tried. They tried.
They tried. Well, so they tried to incorporate like a battle pass system inside of Duel
Oh.
Links, and
Bleh.
you had to buy the premium battle pass. And when you buy it, it gives you the ability to select the music for each character when you duel.
Oh, okay.
If it was a one-time purchase, whatever, I'd probably buy it because there's some music that I don't like. But for a $5.99 you need to do every season, no.
No thanks.
No thanks, Konami. You're already taking my soul with your trading card game. Don't make me do it through a virtual trading card game too.
True.
It's actually perfect that we ended on Duel Links because our next topic is about Yu-Gi-Oh.
It is.
And I just want to get your thoughts. I'm heavy into Yu-Gi-Oh. I follow everything. I know what's going on. I recently just bought a box of Photon Hypernova. I love the game. I play Master Duel basically every day. The literal guy I've been talking with is Summon Skull. Like you can tell I like this game, but I know you took a long break from the game, or at least you stopped actively playing it, and you didn't collect the cards anymore. Anytime I tried to bring up the topic, it was just kind of like a whatever thing. We recently played a little bit when I visited you, and I kind of just want your thoughts because you faced off against a lot of decks. I fought you with Gaia. I fought you with Dinos. You know, run me through some of the thoughts you had through that, seeing more modern cards, because your most modern deck really was a Battle and Boxer rank 4 toolbox deck.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, from what it was, I never stopped playing the game. It's just like you said, I don't actively buy cards and keep up with meta and whatever the times are and whatever the ban lists and things like that. It's one of those games where it's just like whatever I have is what I'm going to use, and win or lose, it is what it is. The game is still fun, but it's not a priority hobby for me.
Mm-hmm.
From what we did, last time we played, I mean, honestly, it just felt like we were doing what we would normally do. We pick a deck and we duel. Some of the newer cards are neat. I thought the Gaia thing was pretty cool, and the fact that he got up to like 107,000 attack.
That was really cool.
Just me with my pocket draining shield, waiting to get those for life points. But I don't know. I thought it was fun to kind of just play a couple of like weird decks. I mean, Naturias are always super trolly and fun to play with. Battle and Boxers, still, I mean, that's pretty much my most, I don't know how you would call it, my most aggro deck. Yeah, it's the most aggro deck I have, like most competitive to where I can try to keep up with whoever's playing against me. Seeing what the dinosaur deck that you were playing, like that, you said that was a pretty competitive deck. That's basically, seeing that is basically where I left Yu-Gi-Oh in the first place.
Yeah.
I stopped playing in the Link era, like right when that started. I was like, I'm out. And it's nothing against the Link monsters. They do whatever. They brought back the ability for me to special summon a billion monsters again from my extra deck instead of having only one. So I mean, they fixed the game and made it fun again. But I don't know. It's just Yu-Gi-Oh is so, it's just so bloated now with rules and
Totally.
So go ahead.
No, I was agreeing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's just really bloated with rules and card types, and everything's an archetype now. Like, you really can't just make a deck. It all has to be an archetype at this point to have. I don't want to say to have any fun with it, but to really stand a chance. You have to play an archetype, whether it be element, name of a card, or type. So that's a thing. But yeah, all in all, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh in the area where it's at right now is exactly where I left it when I first stopped collecting the cards. It was just it's just way too many decks that can just decide what cards they're gonna play. You know, like what's the point of shuffling your deck and drawing random cards when you can basically pick whatever you want? Not like certain decks didn't do that back in the day, because there were plenty of decks that did do that, but I don't feel like to the extent like they do now, or where the extra deck has so many uses other than just summoning a monster out of it. But
Yeah, I think that's a big thing that happened with Yu-Gi-Oh. Um, I understand what you think what you say about like the whole archetype thing. I actually think that's what gives Yu-Gi-Oh like an identity, um, compared to like other card games. Um, but no, I totally get it because I mean even I fell off of Yu-Gi-Oh during Links.
well,
It
I
took
mean,
me a very long time to even like because I really had to give the game a chance. Um, and it took a lot of chances.
yeah, I mean, with on the whole archetype thing, like I can see what you mean, but not to give credit to Magic the Gathering or anything like that, because I'm not a huge Magic fan. But I mean, like Magic, you can play a single color and still have a pretty strong deck. Like you don't have to specifically play a like a white human deck or a black vampire deck, you know, or black or what is it, black undead I think is what it is. But
Yeah,
like you don't have to specifically play undead in order to have that deck be good. Like you could play a blue deck and play like merfolk and like the whales and the turtles. Like you can just play a whole menagerie of of sea monsters and still have a chance of winning a game. I just don't feel like Yu-Gi-Oh is in that place anymore where I could just play a bunch of, you know, 1900 attack normal monsters.
yeah, and I agree with that. Personally I like that aspect that I think decks having to be very focused on archetypal makes it so that I personally don't really care for like very generic tools in games. While it does even the playing field, it makes it so like if human if white human deck was strong because of generic tools, it's the generic tools that are the problem, not human in not like white human. If that
But
makes any sense.
no, it does. But are they really a problem though? Because then you could play literally any style of deck and it can be viable as long as you have those generic toolkit cards.
But that's not true because if white human is like unbearably strong, but it's really only because of these staple tools, it makes the staple tools the problem, not white human, you know?
Well, so then here's the scenario then. Would you rather be in a tournament, like a competitive tournament, where you have, you know, you've got a like somebody's playing this deck, or not archetype, I don't want to say that, but they're playing this type of deck which is, you know, totally unique in its own way, and then this guy's playing his deck which is totally unique in its own way, but they both have very similar like OP tool cards, you know, the generic tool cards, but you get to see a variety of cards as opposed to going to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament now where you've got two meta decks and that's what everybody's playing, and it's just
Now,
whoever
no,
draws
that's just
that
not
card first.
true. That's only been true recently.
That's
I I
no, it's not. That's you competitive Yu-Gi-Oh has always been there's three decks that everybody plays. They're like $200 decks, and then and that's what's gonna win the tournament. It's always been that way, you know. And I'm not saying that other card games aren't that way too. I'm just saying like that's why I wasn't saying I'm giving credit to Magic the Gathering because they
mhm.
do it also, but that's why I have such a problem with the archetype thing because it's just whatever archetype is playing stronger than all the other ones, that's what everybody's going to play. You know, it's no different than playing a MOBA and a new the you know who are the top 3 damage characters. Everybody's going to play those. You're going to see those 3 in every competitive game. You know, it's I mean, you could say it's the nature of the beast, and it's just what it is, and it'll always be that way. But that doesn't mean I have to like it.
Oh, totally. I completely understand the argument. I think it's a strong one. I disagree with it, but no, that's a very strong one. It's why a lot of people don't come into Yu-Gi-Oh or trading card games in general because that's what happens. Even in rotating formats like in Pokemon and Magic, that stuff just happens.
Yeah. No, I mean it's just like I said, it's a nature of the beast thing. You know, every pocket or hobby is gonna. I mean, even Warhammer has moments where a new army comes out and it's unstoppable, and that's just what
Yeah.
everybody's gonna play. So it is what it is, and that's why the competitive scene is never where I'll be in any of that stuff. Like maybe in a MOBA scene, I could see myself being in a competitive area, but I don't know. I don't really. Oh, excuse me. I don't really like choose to be in an area where I have to put all of my time into in order to be good at it. Like
Totally.
when I play games, it's because I want a break from reality, not because I leave one job to go to another job.
Yeah, no, I get that a lot. I
Yeah.
do. Well, you like God. These segues have been great. I don't even know if you're doing it on purpose. But this is our final topic. Everyone, be sad. Um,
Boo. Oh,
boo.
boo.
Oh,
It's
boo.
a sad
Um,
audience.
it's a very sad audience. Um, it's the final topic, and it's another one. It's this one you actually brought up, and we brought up Yu-Gi-Oh. We brought up archetypes, and we're gonna bring it all the way back to Sigmar because the question is, what Sigmar army do you think would make a really solid Yu-Gi-Oh archetype?
Yeah.
And I'd like to hear your opinion because I didn't expect this question from you, so I think you already have one in mind.
Well, yeah, I kind of sifted over a few of them. So I have mine. I think it would be better if you did yours first, since I kind of already had an idea and see how different they might be from each other.
So I could see I'm gonna go with two different ones, and they're kind of for
Ah,
different reasons.
cheating. I see. Okay, go.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm cheating. I will admit I am a big, stinky, smelly cheater in this.
All right, lay it
It's
on me.
only because recently there's been a deck called Tri Brigade, which is like a bunch of like desert mercenaries that have like animal armor, and they all work well together. I can see something similar with Cities of Sigmar.
Okay.
So like you have these like banded and broken people that kind of play off of each other. Where like maybe you summon a human of the Cities of Sigmar, and that lets you search something. Maybe that lets you search a dwarf. You play the dwarf. Dwarf lets you search an elf. Elf lets you search this, and they kind of play off of that Cities of Sigmar swarm based thing where everyone has a specialty. Maybe they all get different effects based off of how many of them are on the field. Maybe in a sense, it's like Six Samurai in that regard.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I can see that, or I really do think the what are they called? What are they called? The Frost Ogres. What are they called?
Oh, Beast Claw Raiders.
Beast Claw Raiders. I think they'd make an amazing archetype.
That could be a good one.
I think the ability for them to use like spell cards as sort of enchantments, as like continuous spells as enchantments for their big ogre boys in order to buff them up even stronger, maybe give them immunities.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool concept for just a couple big boys. Maybe it can be an extra deckless thing like in Monarchs, where if you don't have an extra deck or you banish cards from your extra deck face down, they get effects.
Yeah, that could be pretty cool. Maybe have like a field card called the Everwinter, and then you make sacrifices to the Everwinter or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when I was making the when we like made custom decks, and I made that Tyranid deck. I made the Hive World, the field spell that was the win condition because if you got enough counters on it, you won the game, which I thought was a
Yeah,
really cool concept. Maybe Beast Claw Raiders could have something like that. Currently,
that
there's a
could be
deck
cool.
called Runic, where the entire point of the deck is to mill your opponent. Maybe they can have something like that with the Everwinter, where it mills your opponent's deck into the graveyard.
Yeah, that could be pretty cool.
But what about you? I'm curious to hear your opinion.
So I sifted on the idea for a while, but I definitely think I'm gonna sit on the answer for Disciples of Tzeentch.
Ooh.
I think that would be the best sort of army to do that with. You know, you've got your mortal units and your smaller demons. You know, your greater demons for tribute monsters and or extra deck monsters. But because it's Tzeentch, you know, it would be a very spell heavy deck, similar to like the old spell counter dark, or was it spellcaster decks?
Yeah.
Like almost like an Endymion magical citadel deck.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
but then also contributing hand trap into that as well.
Okay.
So then you could, you know, because that's what Tzeentch is all about. He's all about deception. So if you have your, you know, your say you got like 3 spell cards face up, all continuous or equip cards, and then you've got your magical citadel style. Which I mean, thinking about it now, you could use the Silver Tower as the field card.
You could.
Silver Tower of Tzeentch, and then you can hold on to some trap cards that you can play from your hand, based off of like maybe having Silver Tower on the board. Maybe even having the ability to use your opponent's spell and trap cards, like if they have a face up, or maybe something similar to like Fake Trap, where you can, you know, target one, flip it over, and see what it is, and then if you want, like maybe have a spell or trap card that has a base effect, or you can, you know, flip an opponent's face down over and use that card's effect over this one. You know?
That'd be pretty cool. Actually, Dark World, with their latest structure deck, has something similar where you actually change the effects of your opponent's cards into like discard one. So maybe something
cool.
similar to that in terms of like deception, because you're disrupting, you're deceiving your opponent on when you're going to use it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. But yeah,
that's a really cool archetype.
Yeah, yeah. I actually have another like created deck idea that I was gonna put on Dueling Network, or whatever the new one is called.
Yeah, on Dueling Book. What is it?
Dueling Book. Well, I'm not gonna tell you. It's gonna be a surprise. But I've been working on it for a little while now.
Ooh, that's exciting. I love that Monster Hunter deck I built. I still think it's based.
Yeah, we should go out there and duel again sometime with those decks, because it's fun making custom cards.
It is. It's a lot of fun, and now that we know where Yu-Gi-Oh is, or at least you have a little more of an idea, make the effects crazy. Who cares?
Yeah, I guess so. Like so many ridiculous effects out right now. So I might as well, maybe I'll go back and touch on some of those cards and just make them stupid.
Yeah, why not? Instead of having your card destroy one spell or trap, have it destroy 3. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's custom cards. We go nuts here.
I don't care. Game's made up anyway.
Yeah, games doesn't exist. Do you remember? I think about this every time I like jump on Yu-Gi-Oh or something, or I'm sifting through my my like bulk. Do you remember when we were gonna like make our own Yu-Gi-Oh show and we came up with a plot for it and everything?
Yeah, I never forgot about Yu-Gi-Oh EB.
I still think about that to this day. I still think about like the main villain being the alien deck and everything. That was such a cool concept. If I could ever revisit that, man, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, dude, I think about it too every so often, especially when I go through my decks and look at them, and I think about how, you know, main character has the Battery Man deck and all that good stuff. And I think about like I think the theme song plays every once in a while on my iPod, and I'm just like, oh man, that was it.
That was the one. That was the one.
Yeah, because didn't we change the name of it from Yu-Gi-Oh EB to Yu-Gi-Oh 4 Glory?
I think it was Yu-Gi-Oh 4 Glory later. We just we never wrote it down as 4 Glory.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be like Yu-Gi-Oh 4 Glory or something like that. But yeah, I never forgot about it. I think about it a lot, actually.
I'm glad. Well, that kind of concludes everything we had listed on here. We've been kind of going for almost about 2 hours now.
Yeah. Everything listed and every last minute idea we had before we hit play.
Including every last minute idea we came up with on the spot here, because I was not. I told you about the Logitech stuff. I didn't. I completely forgot once we hit record.
Oh, I know there was something that I was gonna bring up, and I also forgot about it, and it never came back.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna let you sign us off.
All right. Just remember, gamers and gamettes. Um. Oh man, my brain is fried. Too many drugs.
Then I will give us the last bit of gaming.
Give it the last bit of wisdom.
Last bit of wisdom. Um, buy the Slaves of Darkness box.
Don't
There's the last bit of wisdom.
Yeah, that's a good one. We could yeah, just shut her off. Fuck.
Yeah, let's just shut her off.